Can Madhesi parties make a political comeback? Wiped off the election map, they can revive so long as the issue of marginalization remains intact. Analysts say Purushottam Paudel, Kathmandu, March 14. Madhya parties, despite frequent splits and reunifications, maintained a noticeable presence in national politics and in parliament for much of the past 2 decades. However, the recently held parliamentary elections have wiped them off the electoral map of the 275 seats in the House of Representatives. 32 come from the 8 districts of Madhya province under direct election. Yet, in the latest election of the Madhya parties won none of the seats in their traditional stronghold. Madhya-based political analyst Tula Narayan Shah outlined some basic factors for the wipeout of the regional parties in this election. Nepali politics championed the agenda of democracy from 1992 to 2006, whereas identity politics dominated the agenda from 2008 until 2015. After the promulgation of the Constitution in 2015, good governance and service delivery were the dominant factors of politics, where Madhesi parties failed to perform despite being in the government multiple times. Shah says Madhya province has 32 federal house seats, but Madhesi parties could win none. Madhesi parties that excelled in democratic and identity politics failed in good governance and service delivery, said Shah, explaining not why they could not do well this time. However, Amrish Kumar Singh, who won the March 5 vote for the Rashtriya Swatantra Party in Sarlahi 4, says that the defeat of Madhesi parties in Madhya was due to their failure to meet the Madhesi people's demand for justice and development. Singh called the Madhesi parties the trendsetters of nepotism in Nepali politics. Most senior leaders of such parties practiced cronyism in politics, where family members were appointed proportional representation members. Madhesi people have long noticed this tendency, he shared. Their debate is the result of multiple failures to honor the public aspirations. Their debate is the result of multiple failures to honor the public aspirations, said Singh. Gajendra Narayan Singh is widely regarded as the pioneer of the Madhya-centric or regional politics in Nepal. Singh, who established the Nepal Sadbhavna Party, first represented Madhya in the Rashtriya Panchayat in 1986. Upendra Yadav emerged as the biggest face of Madhya based politics after 2008, while C.K. Raut, the chair of Janmat Party, tried to emerge as the Messiah of Madhya. However, when the Rashtriya Swatantra Party secured 30 seats in the province, they remained two were won by candidates from the Nepali Congress and the Nepali Communist Party. There were 0 seats for the Madhesi parties before the People's Movement of 2006. Sadbhavna Party solely upheld the Madhesi identity in parliament with a few members. Madhesi Janadhikar Forum Nepal, which emerged from the first Madhya movement after promulgation of the interim constitution in 2007, had 52 seats in the 601 strong first constituent assembly. The Tarai Madhya Loktantrik Party and the Sadbhavana Party it secured 20 and 9 seats. Crease for Palinsa in Madhes eased other parties out and a list. Even in the second constituent assembly, the Madhesi forces had a respectable representation through, though not as strong as in the first, but demonstrated their presence in the 2017 parliamentary election held after the promulgation of the new constitution in 2015. Although only two Madhesi parties were in electoral fray, they together won 33 seats in the 275 member strong lower house. Madhesi parties had long faced accusations of pursuing lower politics. Madhesi parties had long faced accusations of pursuing power politics while using the people's agenda. Using the people's agenda only as a ladder to government posts. Similar criticism had surfaced. Similar criticism had surfaced even after previous elections. For this reason, many believed that the rise of the Janmat Party led by C.K. Raut in the 2022 election reflected a public desire to challenge the established Madhesi parties. The election of 2022 saw three major Madhesi parties in the federal parliament. In the federal parliament with the Janta Samajwadi Party led by Upendra Yadav is later split, commanding 12 seats. The New Janmat Party of Raut getting 6, while 4 went to the Loktantrik Samajwadi Party of Mahanta Thakur. However, in this election, not only older Madhesi parties but also Raut's Janmat Party failed to win a single seat. Leaders who built their political careers Madhesi championing the Madhes agenda have been defeated in their traditional bastion. Janmat Chair Raut believes that it was the Balindra Balin Shah crease that eased out not only the Madhesi parties but also other national parties in this election. Prior to joining the RSP for the elections, Shah resigned from the position as the mayor of Kathmandu metropolitan city. He went to polls as the party's prime ministerial candidate. Raut argued that it was Shah's digital craze that helped his party achieve unprecedented results, winning a near two-thirds majority in the House. Up until now, no Madhesi party had got a big enough public mandate to work for good governance. Up until now, no Madhesi party had got a big enough public mandate to work for good governance and service delivery. Raut says our presence had been nullified in parliament due to the craze of due to the craze for Berlin, not because we could not work for good governance and service delivery. He says, while seeing the RSP lawmaker believes there is no room for the revival of Madhesi, revival of Madhes-based politics, revival of Madhes-based politics. Raut argues that Madhesi parties will not lose their sway just because the poor performance in one election. So he is optimistic that Madhesi or regional politics will revive despite the poor performance in this election. Analyst Shah believes that Madhesi parties will not lose all their ground in Madhes. Shah also says that as the problem of marginalization had been addressed, the issue will Shah also says that as the problem of marginalization had been addressed, the issue will resurface in the days to come. Will resurface. Shah also says that as the problem of marginalization had been addressed, the issue will resurface in the days to come. Referring to the achievement of Harka Sampang's Stram Sanskriti party, Shah says Sampang's performance as the mayor of Dharan, sub-metropolitan city, might have played a part in this, as did his identification with members of certain ethnic communities. So it would be wrong to interfere that identity politics. So it would be wrong to infer that identity politics is now dead, says Shah.